Hi, my name is Victoria Beider, and this presentation is about my wellness action plan. In this presentation, I will also be discussing the 7 dimensions of wellness, a little bit about my wellness assessment that we did a few weeks ago, and my future goals. And the purpose of our assignment to create a wellness action plan is to make a plan that is manageable, sustainable, something that we know we could stick to and doesn't have too many objectives that are unreasonable. We learned about the 7 dimensions of wellness. The 7 dimensions of wellness are social, emotional, intellectual, environmental, physical, occupational, and spiritual wellness. All of them create a balanced life where one can find peace and contentment. Some of them I would not have even thought of, such as occupational or environmental. But after reading all of the information, I understand how those parts of your life are just as important as emotional health, for example, or physical health. Social wellness is more than just the ability to go out, for example. It's the ability to go to new places and engage with new people, to create new relationships and maintain them. Emotional wellness is all about getting your emotional system balanced, being able to be in a good enough place emotionally where when bad situations happen that you usually would react to, you don't, because you found a sort of serenity in your emotional wellness. Spiritual wellness, speaking of serenity, um, is once again finding a type of serenity within yourself, but it's more about the fulfillment of the spirit. And that doesn't necessarily needs to be something religious. A lot of people find spiritual wellness in other things like yoga and meditation. It's basically about keeping yourself centered and at peace. Occupational wellness is related to your career path. And in order to have occupational wellness, you really have to think about what your values are, what your skills are. Does your job match those things? Are you finding passion in your job? Physical wellness is the health of one's body. And sometimes people will think of health as just lack of disease or, weight loss, but that can be something like getting enough sleep. Um, you know, Enjoying body movement like hiking or something, or dance classes, and just general self-care, taking a nice long hot bath, for example. Environmental wellness was one that was really new to me. I was a little confused about it because I've seen several different definitions. But basically, as I understand it, environmental wellness is kind of being at peace with nature and the world around us. We are a part of nature, and so we need to maintain the integrity of our earth. And I can understand how that would bring a peace to your life. Intellectual wellness basically means, always engaging your mind, always trying to learn something new, things like reading, stimulating debates, and just not letting your mind go dull. My assessment was a bit surprising to me in some ways. I'm not surprised that my intellectual wellness was high because I do seek out information very often. I was a little surprised about the occupational part, just because I feel like I'm not exactly at the place in my life where I want to be with my career. But it's good to know that this test thinks that I'm doing well. And then on the low end, I had environmental and physical. And what really concerned me was the physical dimension, because that's something that has been an issue and a struggle for me for many years now. And so my behavior modification strategy is successive approximation. And that seems to be something that really works for me, where you do a step and you get a reward, and then progressively, the more that happens, um, the more you do the steps, the more you move on to the next step, and eventually you get to the goal. I have a great support system. My husband is the most supportive person in my life, as well as my best friends. And in addition, I have great professional support. I have a therapist that I meet with who at first introduced me to intuitive eating. And she also introduced me to the intuitive eating dietitian that I meet with, whose name is Kate Thomas. I apologize if you just heard um, the voice of my daughter. She's only 3 years old and she's having a hard time staying away from me while I'm trying to record this. So, my 6 month action plan basically consists of new steps each month while also repeating old steps. And, as far as successive approximation, I felt like that was very appropriate. So, in my first month, I would like to meet with my therapist and dietitian in order to learn and get support with my binge eating disorder. I'm still learning about intuitive eating, so that's all new to me. And I know a lot of information, but there's a difference between knowledge and actually doing the action. I've also already been journaling about my food feelings, and it actually happens kind of naturally for me daily, but it was still a good goal to have. And so my reward is going to be getting some piano lessons because that's an old hobby of mine. I used to love playing piano, I used to love composing, and I think it's something I would definitely strive for. In month 2, I want to continue with my journal. And I also want to figure out a way to create a balanced grocery list. I sort of started working on this already. I spoke to the dietitian about it and she gave me some tips. She told me that eventually, with my learning, um, the balanced grocery list will kind of just make sense, but I definitely still have a lot to learn about that. And my reward for month 2 would be to go out to eat in the North End. Um, I love Italian food, so that will be very encouraging. And I definitely said including delicious dessert because I'm obsessed with tiramisu and cannolis. And part of intuitive eating is unconditional permission. So that definitely works into everything that I'm doing. In month 3, I will work on, making peace with my problem areas. And I've really already kind of started working on my body image, but the whole process of unlinking the problem areas from food thoughts, that might not make a lot of sense, but basically, it's kind of like when you eat something and you immediately think, oh, my stomach just got bigger, or I feel like my pants are tight. Um, that's usually a psychological reaction more so than a physical one, especially for somebody like me who has, an unhealthy relationship with food right now. And once again, I will continue to do my journal, to meet with my therapist and dietitian. And I really like the goal of printing old photographs because I don't always like to look at my photographs. So that will also play into healing my body image. And also to heal my body image, I thought a great reward would be I have a friend who's a professional photographer, and I was thinking about scheduling a photo shoot with her. For month 4, I would like to really concentrate on doing my daily affirmations. I kind of do it once in a while now, but it really helps me with my confidence, my body image, and positive energy. I will also continue to do my journaling. As I said before, I want to keep repeating things, meeting with my therapist and dietitian. And then I also want to do some meditation exercises because I get extreme anxiety, and a lot of time that leads me to my negative food thoughts. As a reward, I would like to do a belly dancing class because I love dancing and I've always wanted to do that. For month 5, I'm going to buy some recipe books and start cooking a new meal every weekend. I am by no means a good cook, so that's something I want to start working on, as well as start baking some desserts. Desserts are kind of a scary food. So, not only from baking point of view, but also from just, as somebody who's always dieted. So that would be a good step. And to kind of go along with the theme for month 5, as a reward, I would like to take a cooking class with my husband. And then month 6, the last month, I want to get rid of triggering when I lose weight clothes. So it's funny because most people keep clothes for when they lose weight. I want to get rid of those. A lot of people will get rid of clothes from when they were bigger. I'm just kidding. I want to get rid of clothes that are aspirational as far as losing weight. If it happens, great, I will buy other clothes. But I need to learn to be okay with how I am at my size now. And of course, keep journaling, keep meeting with my therapist, dietitian. And then I want to redo, I worked on this body image workbook it was written, sorry, by Thomas Cash. And I would like to redo those 6 psychological tests and see if, there is a lot of improvement as far as my body image. And then I would like to go on a fun shopping spree because that's always fun. And not feel so judgmental, about myself, how I look, my size, and everything. So that will definitely be a struggle, but also a fun reward. And that is all. These are my references. Thank you so much for the great class. Thank you for listening and always being so supportive. I hope that our paths cross again in the future. Thank you.